Hey, what's up, guys and girls? It's Jesse Daly here in the Caribbean. Thank you so much for being back here on Daily Weather. I hold a certificate in weather forecasting from Penn State University. And my friends, we have our very first named cyclone of the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season. It is Tropical Storm Andrea. Andrea is located far up north in the Atlantic, and I'm really impressed, honestly, that this system was able to get itself together and develop even to make it into the tropical storm category, which, by the way, is at least 39-mile-per-hour maximum sustained winds. Granted, this will be a very short-lived storm, but nonetheless, it's impressive that it was able to get itself together, and develop. Let's take a quick look at Andrea and see if anything is going to happen with it. As we can see, really not much. As of the 11 a.m. advisory from the National Hurricane Center on Tuesday, June 24th, Andrea was packing maximum sustained winds of about 40 miles per hour, moving east-northeast about 17 miles per hour. We can see that the National Hurricane Center expects the system to remain at tropical storm strength through Tuesday into Tuesday night, and then as we approach Wednesday morning, it is expected to be downgraded to a tropical depression. It will be entering an area of drier air, more intense wind shear, and of course, cooler sea surface temperatures. Remember, at that point, it'll be up around 40 degrees north latitude, which is pretty high up. I mean, I'm at 17 north in the Caribbean. It's not even actually where I'm located is not even listed on this particular map. It's so much farther south than where this map is showing. So interesting that this system was able to get itself together, and good on the folks at the National Hurricane Center. They were on top of this, and they were monitoring it for the last few days. So pretty interesting there. I'm going to take you back really quick just to show you that over the next 7 days, aside from Andrea, there is not any cyclonic development expected over the Atlantic basin for the next 7 days. So that is certainly some good news. We are still dealing with high pressure in the Atlantic, and the environment is just not very conducive to cyclonic development. I'm going to quickly take you over to the Eastern Pacific, and now this area has been really busy. As many of you are aware, last week we had major Hurricane Eric, which made landfall near a little bit south of Acapulco on the western coast of Mexico. We now have this other area here as of 11 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. The National Hurricane Center is giving an area of low pressure located a few hundred miles south of the coast of Guatemala, a high chance of cyclonic development over the next 7 days. That's pretty incredible that we could see more development out of the Eastern Pacific this early on in their hurricane season, which begins a little bit earlier than the Atlantic hurricane season. The Eastern Pacific hurricane season runs from May 15th to November 30th. The Atlantic hurricane season runs from June 1st to November 30th. So we'll keep an eye on that for the next 7 days. Now, I want to quickly show you what's going on with the Global Tropics Hazards Outlook. This is a brand new forecast that was issued today on Tuesday, June 24th. We're looking at the weeks valid for July 2nd to July 8th, and then July 9th to July 15th. I can't believe we're already into July almost, but as we can see, no cyclonic development is expected in the time period between the 9th and 15th of July in the Eastern Pacific or the Atlantic Basin. But the 2nd of July to the 8th of July, we have a chance of cyclonic development again over in the Eastern Pacific. I do want to point out quickly that something I found pretty interesting when I was going through the discussion for the Global Tropics Hazards Outlook, after it noted that 5 tropical cyclones have developed in the Eastern Pacific, and another one is likely to form. That I also thought it was pretty intriguing that in the Atlantic basin, the discussion here notes that the first tropical storm of the 2025 Atlantic season, Andrea, developed across the central subtropical Atlantic today, June 24th. We talked about that already. During weeks 2 and 3, no cyclonic development is expected for the tropical Atlantic. Again, that's July 2nd to the 15th. However, it does mention that the European model, a few of its ensemble members are showing a low pressure system, potentially with tropical characteristics, forming along a stalled front offshore the southeastern U.S. somewhere between July 2nd to July 4th. So I thought it was interesting to actually show you a run of the European model before I let you go from this video to see, what the national what the climate prediction center meant by this potential for something developing in around the 2nd to the 4th. It's obviously it's a low chance. That's why it hasn't been flagged on the forecast for the global tropics hazards outlook. But I do want to show you this just because I find it interesting. This is a run of the European model that was initialized at 00 Zulu time, which is actually 8 p.m. last night on Monday, June 23rd, Atlantic Standard Time. We're going to take a look here at what the European model expects. Direct your attention here down to the Eastern Pacific. You'll see that both the American model, which is the global forecast system, and the European model are expecting development off in the Eastern Pacific Basin. We're moving here into Wednesday, June 25th, and Thursday, June 26th. Friday, now June 29th. We see something develop, of course, in the Eastern Pacific, and we can see that move along here as we get into July. Still high pressure in the Atlantic, but keep an eye on the southeast part of the United States, which again we looked at in that discussion for the Global Tropics Hazards Outlook. And if we take a look around July 4th, we do see something off the southeast coast maybe spin up. Again, we're still a little ways out here, and it's a low chance of something, but we'll certainly keep an eye on all of that. High pressure is dominating. I keep saying that in my videos. It's been very breezy outside here in the Caribbean. I'm down here in the U.S. Virgin Islands, 17 degrees latitude. But yeah, nothing too substantial is being picked up on by either model, honestly, at this point. And of course, as we noted in the Global Tropics Hazards Outlook that was released today, really through July, not much is expected at all, really, in the Atlantic Basin, but we may have some development in the Eastern Pacific, at least over the next 7 days, and then also into the first week of July, as we can see here. The shaded lines, by the way, are representative of about a 20 to 40% chance of cyclonic development. So, my friends, hey, you know what? Stay safe out there. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. I will be here in the U.S. Virgin Islands throughout hurricane season. We don't really typically start seeing a ton of things happen until later on, August, September, October, but anything can happen. We got to be prepared. So stay safe. And as always, I will keep an eye on the tropical skies come rain or shine. Thanks for watching.